Hey, I just wanted to come on and do a video and tell everybody my story of my experience with breast implant illness. Got my implants put in 2014 in November, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Woke up from surgery, came home. As soon as the meds wore off, I noticed immediately my back was hurting so bad, and thought it was just because of the extra weight up front. I had 450 some cc's in each breast under the muscle, and I reached out to some friends I knew that have breast implants, and it's like, yeah, it's probably just the extra weight that I wasn't used to carrying, so caused extreme back pain. It took me 6 months to heal from just the surgery. Bottom line, I was in excruciating pain every day, and my stupid rump went back to work as a law enforcement officer approximately about a week after surgery, and very stupid on my part, not safe. I could barely turn the steering wheel on my patrol car. Very, very painful. Every time you move, you don't realize how much you use your chest muscles until they're injured. And anybody who's ever done a extreme chest workout would know this. Well, my chest muscles were filleted, and the implants was placed under the chest muscles. So it's really very, very painful for me. So even 6 months out, I noticed the pain on my back just got worse and worse. Nothing helped. No muscle relaxers helped. Doctors said it was muscle spasms, but I've had muscle spasms before, and it didn't affect me that way. About 8 months out, that's when I noticed this itchy feeling on my back. It was an itchy, a burning sensation in my mid to lower back on the right side of my spine, and no matter what I did, it's like I couldn't scratch the itch. No matter how hard I scratched the skin, because the skin felt kind of numb, it's like there was an itch there I just couldn't reach to scratch. That got really, really irritating after a while. It's like you're itching but you can't scratch it, and it's because the skin was numb. I started losing sensation in that part of my back. Probably 2 or 3 months after that, I noticed it up here in my back between my shoulder blades up to my neck. Same feeling, the burning, itchy sensation, skin going on. Couldn't scratch the itch. And then it started becoming a burning pain that I can't even describe. A muscle spasm times 1,000, if that gives you any clue of what it felt like. It's very, very intense pain that lasted every day. There was not a day that I woke up and I didn't have it. Even laying down, putting ice packs on it, didn't relieve the pain any. Took several different types of muscle relaxers, didn't touch the pain. Doctor tried gabapentin, didn't touch the pain. They offered to put me on Lyrica. I refused to take it because I just don't believe in taking medications to try to mask the symptoms. I wanted to know what was wrong. Had several MRIs, just showed a lot of inflammation around my T6 spine. But other than that, it didn't show any problems. I had like a syrinx, or also around my T6, which is, they said, maybe from an older injury. Don't really know what that came from, other than maybe when I got tased, because I received a compression fracture from being tased. But anyway, make a long story short, about a year after implant, started noticing some days I couldn't read. I would start to read, and everything would go blurry and couldn't see, and I pretty much gave it up to getting older, I guess. Went to the eye doctor, and they confirmed, yeah, this happens when you get older. Your vision, goes bad. But then I spoke with another doctor, and it's like, yeah, I don't think it's your vision, because vision doesn't come and go. I mean, today I could read fine, small print up close. Everything was clear. Within a few hours, or even maybe tomorrow, I couldn't see anything. It's like I have Vaseline smeared over my eyes. Chronic fatigue set in slowly but surely. It just happened every day. It just kept getting worse and getting worse. And my joints started hurting. I had a clicking in my hip. Couldn't figure out what was going on with my joints. It was just like very, very painful. And I went to doctor's visit. They said, maybe you have lupus, maybe you have multiple sclerosis. So we did all these tests. They came back normal. Blood work looked great. Went to an endocrinologist. She said my cortisol levels was up. From stress. I was like, yeah, I'm getting stressed because I can't sleep because I'm in so much pain every day. Still trying to work and going to school, nursing school full time. It was very, very bad. And regardless of, no matter what I did, the pain didn't get better. I kept going to different doctors. Finally, went to another doctor, and he listened to me. He really did. And no matter what I said, I was open-minded to try to, figure out what was going on with me. As he said, we know best about our own bodies. So basically, I was the healthiest sick person you'll ever see that was walking around, not knowing what was going on with me. And I'm sure I said, hey, thinking deep down, I didn't want to say the C word, but I think I have cancer. I think I'm dying, because I felt like I was dying. Every day, I felt that I had been drugged with the worst drug ever, and I'd wake up and just couldn't shake that feeling off. No matter what I did, I just couldn't shake that feeling, and it's hard to explain it to someone who hasn't been there. 2 years go by, and I'm at wit's end. So many doctor's appointments, endocrinologists, neurologists, neurosurgeons, my regular PCP, gastroenterologist, so many different doctor appointments and no answers. And I kept thinking, well, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe it's just me. I used to run every morning before work. I'd run 2 and 3 miles. Got where I couldn't even exercise because I had no energy. When I say fatigue, I'm talking about fatigue that was unrelieved by no amount of rest. No matter how much I rest, I could not feel better. There's nothing that made me feel better. I'd wake up and look in the mirror and I didn't even recognize myself. All this in here, puffy eyes, was like really, really bad. My face started to droop, and I'm thinking, okay, all my life people's told me how much younger than I look than what I really am. And that made me feel really good. And then all of a sudden, my age caught up with me just like that. Within a matter of 2 years, my age started to decline. My face started to look bad. My hands was wrinkly. I remember eating lunch with my sister one day, and she looked at my hands and she started laughing. She said, oh my God, what is wrong with your hands? And I looked down, and my hands were like a 90-year-old lady's hands. And I'm thinking, I don't know what's wrong with me. I laughed it off, but deep down I wanted to cry. And I got my patrol car and I left, and I came straight home, and I found the most moisturized lotion you can think of to put on my hands, and it really didn't help. Very, very dry, wrinkly skin, and I was like, my hands has never looked like this. I always got compliments on my hands for them looking so good and so pretty, but at this point, it was like everything was crashing. My vision was going, my face was going, my skin was going. I had developing psoriasis on different parts of my body that I've never had an issue with. Joint pain, fatigue, the back pain and the fatigue was the worst though. Out of all my symptoms, those are the ones that really stressed me to my limits. I cannot deal with this anymore. I wore a lot of cane patches to work once I finished nursing school and graduated and started working. I wore a lot of cane patches to work every night just to relieve the skin part of the sensation that was burning and hurting so bad. And even then, I would still grab one of those heat packs and crush it and put it on my back to try to relieve some of the pain. It really didn't, and I would cry every day to go to work. When I left to go to work, nobody knew. I think I told my husband a couple of times, I said, I cry just leaving to go to work. And not because I don't like work. I've always been a hustler. I've always been one of those that can overachieve in anything I've ever done, and I'm a workhorse. I will go at it until I drop dead before I quit. But this pain, this feeling of death that I had over me, the feeling that I was dying and that no one knew, was probably the worst thing that's ever happened. I've had 7 kids. I've been tased. I've had some pretty bad things happen to me, and that was probably the worst feeling that I've had to go through. And I ain't talking about a day. I'm not talking about a week. I'm talking about 4 years of chronic fatigue and chronic pain, that excruciating pain that you can't even describe. And the feeling like someone's injected you with poison and you're dying. After I've been to so many doctor's appointments, about 3 years in, I could not sleep. insomnia, was sitting, my hair brittly broke off. My hair's always been really long. It's purely like broken off so bad. So about after 3 years of being to so many doctor's appointments with no answers, of course I went to self-diagnose and was Googling all my symptoms. And one of the very first links that popped up with all my symptoms that I had put in was breast implant illnesses. I didn't even read it. I just scrolled right past it because I knew it wasn't my breast implants. I've never had any problems with my breast. My breast is fine. So I just scrolled past it and read everything else and everything else. Talked about lupus or multiple sclerosis and cancer and spinal cancer. And I'm like, no, this ain't it. I've already had MRIs. Everything's been ruled out. I go back to the very first page, and that's the only bar that was not highlighted that I had clicked on was breast implant illness. I clicked on it. And when I did, I took a deep breath and I started reading these ladies' stories, and it was like I was reading my own. Like someone else wrote my story for me through their words. I went and woke my husband up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I cried to him. I said I did this to myself because I was not happy with what God had given me. So, and the ladies on the page that I went to was very welcoming to me. And they're like, yes, you have that face. You have that look that we all have. Everybody had the same look that I had on my face, the drooping, you know, that tired, I've been poisoned look. They had the same story where their doctors thought they had multiple sclerosis, or their doctor thought they had lupus. All the tests came out negative, just like mine had. The blurred vision, the chronic fatigue, the back pain, the joint pain, the inflammation in the face, the inflammation in the hands and the feet. They all had the same thing I had. And I'm like, and I looked at it, I started thinking about, when did my pain start? And of course, it was right after my surgery. Immediately, my body rejected it. So it's kind of like a person that gets an implant for anything else. A kidney transplant, a heart transplant. Those people have to take rejection meds for the rest of their life, steroids. Without taking those meds, their body would completely reject it. Inflammation would go overboard, and it would almost kill them, if not kill them, or it would reject the organ. So that's basically the same thing that's going on when you get implants. Your body rejects it. And it might not happen to some today. Some ladies have theirs for years before it happens, but eventually it happens. And a lot of people start getting sick just like me, and they didn't know what it was, and they stumbled across the page just like I did. And you start thinking, oh my God, this is exactly what it is. It has to be. I read and seen the stories where ladies had explanted and had their breast implants taken out, and I noticed that immediately some of them immediately felt better. And then there's some that says, well, I didn't feel better immediately, but eventually I started to feel better. And it was worth a shot for me to just get them taken out, because I was at my wit's end. I don't think I could have lived another year without taking them out, because I was that bad off. I got where I was missing out on my family things to do. I didn't want to go anywhere. I stayed in the house. I'd go to work and come home. My husband would take the kids over to his grandma's house. They would eat. I wouldn't even go because I felt that bad. And I'm thinking, no, I just want to lay here. I mean, like I said, it felt like I had been poisoned, and I can't even explain how bad the pain was, just all over my whole body. So, like I said, the ladies were very, very welcoming to me. They, a few reached out to me in my personal inbox and said, hey, welcome to the group. We're here to support you. And I wanted to get on the lighter side, as they call it, is when you take your implants out. I wanted to say, hey, I want to feel better too. And even though I had saw their stories and I read and saw their pictures and the difference in their face in just a matter of a small amount of time that they had got their implants taken out, I was skeptical that it wouldn't happen for me, that maybe, just maybe, if I take mine out, that's not going to be a problem, and I'm still going to be sick. But what did I have to lose? 2 bags of fluid that was filled with poison. I mean, so it was worth it to me because I had tried everything else. And so I went and had my surgery on April 1st of 2019. And I woke up, and the first thing I noticed is, wow, I can breathe. I mean, I'm a smoker, but I felt like I had a new set of lungs. It's like, I can breathe. That's the first thing I really noticed is, oh my God, I can breathe really, really good. And I thought maybe, hey, the anesthesia's still, you know, kicking in a little bit. I was still drowsy. Maybe that's it. And I immediately noticed when I got in my husband's vehicle, I said, hey, my back's not hurting. And of course, I said maybe they gave me some pain meds, you know, along with the anesthesia. And maybe it's just that. So I came home and I'm thinking any moment that back pain's going to come back, because like I said, for 4 years, it's been there and it just got worse. And that's the only time I remember waking up and my back pain wasn't there, is when I woke up from having my breast implants taken out. Well, the next morning, woke up, didn't come home with any pain meds, didn't have any narcotics or anything. The most I took was some Tylenol, and that was just for the soreness that I had from the surgery, but that was for the first 2 or 3 days. After that, I didn't take anything. And I kept thinking, hey, the back pain's gonna, you know, it's gonna come back. Well, Lord and behold, we're a month out and no back pain. I wake up every morning. Sometimes I've only had 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I'm so excited that I could actually sleep, or that I feel great that I don't want to go to bed right now. And I wake up and I could run a marathon. That's how good I feel. I actually started by exercising this past week, and I ran and felt really great. And I am just so thankful with everything that's going on. I'm just so thankful. And I just want to reach out to anyone that, you know, if you're thinking about getting breast implants, don't be grateful for what God gave you, whether it's a lot or a little bit. Take it as it is. And for, if you know anyone who has any types of implants, whether it's a dental implant, butt implants, breast implants, any kind of implant, and they're having symptoms, think about it. It's reach out to someone, let them know, hey, it could be this. There's people who have similar problems with root canals, with butt implants, as well as breast implants. It could be the source of their problems. Get it removed, and your health is like life has been breathed back into me. It's just like I feel so much better now. And I don't even know how to thank God for it. It's been one of those days. My kids look at me, my husband looks at me and says, Mama, you're back. This is the person I knew you before. My husband looks at me and says, you're so bright. Your attitude has totally changed. You seem so cheerful and happy. And I was like, because I feel good. I really feel good. I don't feel like I'm dying every day. And it's an eye-opener. So I'm going back to being me, just what God gave me, and I'm happy with that. So I hope I reach someone. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. If you're searching for answers and you don't have any, maybe, you know, if you have some kind of implants, this is your problem. And I'm just trying to advocate to bring breast implant awareness to everybody that could be affected by it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll post some comments and some pictures below of my before and after face, that you can see the difference in without a filter, because, you know, everybody uses filter these days, but I'm gonna press a before and after with no filter, just like this is no filter. And you can see my face. A lot of the inflammation is gone. Still healing, still detoxing. It's gonna take me a while, but I'll get there, and I'm excited and can't wait to see what the future brings for me. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.